I got bullied at school. I didn't wear the top brand, got called fat because I didn't have no knowledge on how to look after my body or my diet. I had to stay in a little corner shop where there was no air conditioning in summer and didn't even get a summer holiday going abroad, all because we didn't have enough money. I was working and learning about money and VATs while all my friends were playing football in the park. I had to get a job at 13, picking up heavy 20-kilo items just to help my mum with some of the shopping bills. However, by the age of 26, I'd reached millionaire status. I have the lifestyle where I live in a big luxurious house, been over 60 countries, have a supercar outside, can entertain my friends and family, don't even have to rely on anybody else apart from myself. And in this video, I'm gonna teach you 5 lessons that I've learned on my journey that you can start today with. Lesson 1, when preparation meets opportunity, it's called luck. Luck does play a part into getting rich. You can win the lottery. Yes, you can gamble all your savings into crypto and become a millionaire overnight. But luck is not something we can control. Winning the lottery will make you rich, but not wealthy. Preparation has been the key to my success in every field. Let me tell you the story of how I got my first property, and you can comment down below if you think that I got lucky or not. I just finished university and I immediately started working at Barclays as a cashier. I then spent my weekend serving burgers to people in McDonald's, and it wasn't fun or easy. I remember my first day I was in McDonald's and it was like public warfare. I didn't know how to work on any of the machines. I kept fucking up orders. I couldn't even handle all of the noise and racket and the constant beeping of the machines. It was like a living nightmare. I had this idea that my McDonald's job could just cover my living expenses for the month. Yes, I was living a very simple lifestyle, whilst my Barclays money could be my main way of saving money. I didn't exactly know why I was saving up, but my dad kept drilling it into my head that I should save for a rainy day. And so I did. Months went past and I had pretty decent savings. I had more than £20,000 saved from my job at Barclays. Life was looking up. Then out of the blue, my accountant friend from university wanted to meet up with me. He wanted to sell his house, but couldn't find any buyers at the time, so he came to me. I was very reluctant. I mean, I'd never invested in property before, but I did have money to invest into his proposed offer. For a short time, I declined his offer. I was kind of doubting myself. What if it goes wrong? What if I lose all my money? What if I fail? I asked my dad for some guidance and he put it to me very simple. If you think this is a good investment and you've done all of your research, then go for it. You might never get an offer like this again. What's the worst that can happen? And he was right. What's the worst that could have happened? I did all of my research. I made sure with my accountant that the numbers looked right. And the worst thing that could have happened is I would have had to sell the house to someone else. But I knew and I had a feeling it was going to work. And to my surprise, it did. I couldn't believe it. Had I not saved up all that money from working 2 jobs, I would have never been able to buy my friend's house and rent it out to other individuals. It was a once in a lifetime opportunity, but the preparation of them several months of hard work got me into the perfect deal to start my property journey. Lesson 2, mentors are a cheat code. The gap between where you are and where you want to be is your level of experience. Having the right person is essential throughout your journey, as without them, who do we learn of? From a young age, I saw the hard work and drive of my dad and what he put towards providing a better life. He would work all day long to the degrees where I would never see him unless I was helping him around the shop. It was certainly difficult, but looking back at it now, he was doing the best to provide. Working at a corner shop, I would have to work long hours from sunrise to sunset. I would have to share my dad's clothes and ration food when we ate. It was never going to be easy in my younger years. Seeing my family struggle, it actually lit a fire in me. It was these early years of my life where I was forced to work by my mentors and I understood the struggle. Without the guidance of my father, I would never have had the discipline or the desire to become financially free. Even to this day, my dad is still behind me, trying to bring out the best version of myself while also preventing me from going down the wrong path. You are the byproduct of your environment, so you need to find the right people in your environment to guide you. If you're surrounded by people who do nothing but be lazy, you will also share those traits. So really think of yourself. Who is around you? How do they push you to become better? If not, then something has to change. Because of this, finding a mentor is essential. And it doesn't have to be another millionaire, but it's the traits that you like to have that can be found in people such as parents, teachers, relatives, and occasionally even your friend circle. If you want to improve aspects of your life, such as your health, go to the gym more often or join a physical club and surround yourself with the ideal people that will push you to be the best. But always remember, even if you did have the best mentor in the world, don't forget that it all comes down to you. Only you can change yourself. It's up to you to work harder, be coachable, and be disciplined. No one can force these values into you but you. Lesson 3, active and passive income. Would you rather have £1 million in assets or 1 million in a year? Here's a question, why not both? Your active income is your main driver. The income you get every month for all of the hard work that you've traded in. Think of it like the right jet engine on a plane. This can be a business, side hustle, or even a job. But for me, it was working at Barclays during the weekdays and then working at McDonald's during the weekends. I was raking in about $2,300 a month and I was living with £800 a month, so my lifestyle wasn't anything too crazy. I was a bit of a cheapskate, only spending on things that I needed to survive on to cover my expenses. So going on nights out was a no-no. But I needed all these jobs to get all of the money that I needed to do what I'm about to tell you next. You see, your passive income comes from an accumulation of wealth. It's the security that you have behind your back and a form of income. Think of it like a second jet engine on an aeroplane. Both are required to drive the plane in a straight line. Most people fall into the trap of treating their investment portfolio like another side hustle, investing their money thinking short term, trying to get rich quick. But here's the truth, investing isn't about overnight riches. It's actually a tool to grow your wealth. And with the right strategies, you can set it up once and then completely forget about it. And I know you're probably thinking, isn't investment risky? Many people fall into the trap of putting all of their eggs in one basket and only investing into one asset class as opposed to multiple. Me personally, I've invested into every asset class. It's important to diversify your portfolio since you spread out the risk across multiple different assets. If one asset goes bust, say crypto, then all the other assets will cover that loss. But it's also important to get into the right mindset of never touching your portfolio. Set it up and forget about it. Lesson 4, contingency is a safety net. It's important to realize that you're here for the long run. You only have one life with a limited amount of time. And because you clicked on this video, I'm guessing you're here to make the most of it. Most people, especially when they are young, feel like they are almost immortal, untouchable by life's curveballs, but that's far from the truth. I remember I would always leave things to the last minute. I had no clue what life had to throw at me until shit started hitting the fan. Most people leave their life up to fate, saying whatever happens, happens, where in most cases they could have avoided some of the mishaps they encountered. There is a concept in psychology called the locus of control. Think of it as a circle. Each different layer represents an influence on your life. The most inner part of the circle is things you can control, like whether you choose to like this video or not. The next layer represents things you can influence. So telling your friends to share this video to another friend. And the outer layer showing the things you have no control over. So stuff like the weather. There are two types of people within this concept. Those with an internal locus of control and those with an external locus of control. Internal people believe they have control over most of their lives, such as whether or not they become successful, whereas externals believe that there are larger forces at play, leaving their fate to sheer luck or coincidence. Based on the leadership IQ study, we know that only 17% of people have a high internal locus of control, while about 29% of people have a low or moderate low internal locus of control. Those with a higher internal locus of control are seen to be more successful in their lives. They take precautions in their lives by planning out and making contingency strategies with the mindset of everything that can go wrong will go wrong. Now, one of the most important contingency strategies that I've done is at least have 3 months of living expenses covered in a separate savings account. That's things like when my direct debits go out or my car's broken down, I can still survive with all of my other expenses because I have a backup. Lesson 5. The way you think, see and believe is the way you act, fail and succeed. I'm a strong believer that everything starts from the way we think of our life. There's a book that's been popularized online for making money called Think and Grow Rich. It goes in depth on the details of how to think and become rich. It sounds kind of crazy just to think that a simple shift in your outlook in your life can change the course of your life for the greater good. And this is not pseudoscience made up BS. Studies actually show that people who have a positive outlook on life tend to outlive those who don't. And it makes sense, no? If you have this consistent vision that you're going to become a millionaire and you constantly think about how to become a millionaire someday, eventually you're going to start acting like a millionaire. I hadn't come from a place of wealth. I was sharing my dad's clothes and rationing the amount of food that we'd get for the whole week. So my parents got it basically drilled into me that we don't have money. I genuinely couldn't handle the lifestyle. So consistently thinking about what my life would be like otherwise was my only form of escape. I remember the days I used to work in McDonald's and Barclays. I hated how mundane and repetitive these jobs became, and I was consistently thinking about how am I gonna get rich and travel the world. I started working harder at my job, doing multiple roles at once. I remember I was doing the tills, flipping the burgers, and packaging takeaways. People always question me, why do you work so much here? Well, I knew that if I had to do all of this work, my managers would look at my performance and eventually promote me. I would get awards for Employee of the Month, get a salary increase, and so on. I was thinking like a millionaire, not an employee. I hope that all the lessons that I've shared with you today have been really helpful, and just doing one of these things would be a step in the right direction. So a lot of people tell me that they can't get into property because they have no money, and that's the wrong mindset. You can get into property with no money, and that's by looking at deals that you can't currently afford but other people can, and you can pass these on. So a lot of people don't even know how to get started. So I've made a template that I used over the last 18 years that have helped me, and I'm going to be sharing that with you. So just go in the link in the description and you'll be able to get that straight away. I hope this has all helped you. So don't forget to subscribe, smash the like button and leave me a comment. See you on the next one. Peace.